Hello, I'm Charlie Riggins with Pi Barker. And if you've spent any time around manufacturing, industrial supply chains, process equipment, or plant utilities, you already know one thing. Changes that begin far away from the plant floor can quickly affect what happens inside it. A change in trade policy can reshape where manufacturers buy parts. A surge in data center construction can increase demand for cooling, power, and industrial equipment. And a few unnecessary minutes in a cleaning cycle can waste millions of liters of treated water every year. Today, we'll look at proposed changes to North American automotive sourcing rules, how the data center boom is affecting manufacturers, and how one beverage plant used better process monitoring to cut water waste and improve production uptime. Let's get started. A major trade issue is putting the spotlight back on North America's automotive supply chain. According to a recent report from American Machinist, proposed changes to the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, could have a significant impact on how vehicles are built and where manufacturers source their parts. The focus is on automotive content rules. Under the current agreement, vehicles must meet specific North American content requirements to qualify for tariff-free trade. Now, U.S. officials are looking at revisions that could tighten those requirements and place greater emphasis on sourcing parts and materials closer to home. Supporters believe the changes could strengthen domestic manufacturing, encourage investment in American factories, and reduce dependence on overseas suppliers. But automakers are urging caution. Companies including General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis have expressed concerns that stricter content requirements could increase costs and add new challenges to already complex supply chains. Industry leaders say manufacturers need flexibility as they balance competitiveness, production efficiency, and evolving market demands. The debate comes at a time when automakers are investing billions of dollars in electric vehicles, battery production, and advanced manufacturing technologies across North America. For manufacturers, the stakes are high. Changes to sourcing requirements could influence where future factories are built, where suppliers invest, and how vehicles move through the North American supply chain for years to come. USMCA was designed to strengthen manufacturing across the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Now, policymakers and industry leaders are debating exactly how those rules should evolve to meet today's economic and supply chain realities. That automotive debate is ultimately about where manufacturing capacity will be built and whether suppliers can keep up with changing demand. Our next story involves a different market, but the challenge is very similar. The rapid expansion of data centers is creating a new wave of demand for industrial equipment, power systems, cooling technology, electrical components, and manufacturing capacity. The data center boom is no longer just a technology story. It is now a major manufacturing story. According to Industry Week, manufacturers are working hard to keep up with rising demand from the data center market. That demand is showing up in everything from steel racks and cooling systems to electrical gear, cables, insulation, power equipment, and backup generation systems. Carrier Global says demand for its data center heat management systems has been stronger than expected. The company originally expected about $1.5 billion in data center related sales this year, but demand is now running so hot that Carrier says its biggest challenge is simply keeping up. The company is also looking at raising capital spending from around $500 million to closer to $600 million to add capacity. 3M is seeing the same kind of pressure. The company expects about $600 million in 2026 revenue tied to data centers, with much of that coming from products used outside the actual facilities, including cables and insulation. One fast-growing area is 3M's expanded beam optical cabling, which is helping replace traditional copper cable in high-performance data center applications. And Borg-Warner is entering the race too. The company is using its background in automotive power electronics and software to build equipment for power generation, battery storage, and voltage conversion, with plans to produce modular turbine generators in Hendersonville, North Carolina next year. Here's the deal. When data centers grow, the industrial supply chain feels it. More cooling, more power, more uptime requirements, and more pressure on manufacturers to deliver equipment fast. For plants in Georgia and Florida, that means one thing: plan ahead. Whether you rely on pumps, compressors, blowers, or vacuum systems, lead times and service support matter more than ever. The data center story is about adding capacity to meet growing demand. But plants do not always need to add more equipment or consume more resources to increase production. Sometimes the biggest gains come from understanding an existing process more clearly. Our final story shows how one beverage plant used real-time monitoring to reduce water use, shorten cleaning cycles, and create more production uptime. Let's talk about something every food and beverage plant understands: water. A new case study from Processing Magazine shows how one global beverage plant cut water waste by 15% while keeping production efficiency on track. The company operates a major bottling network serving more than 600 million people across 12 countries, and it wanted to reduce water use without slowing the plant down. To do it, the plant turned to Colo's process intelligence technology. The team installed 2 radio frequency analyzers and studied more than 160 clean-in-place cycles, also known as CIP cycles, over a 6-week period. Here's the deal: CIP systems are essential for cleaning pipes, tanks, and production equipment. But if the system rinses too long, good treated water goes straight down the drain. Colo's analyzers help detect the exact moment when product flow ended and cleaning rinse began. That gave the plant real-time visibility into the process, something older conductivity meters can miss. The results were strong. The plant saved an average of 1,586 liters of water per CIP cycle. Across roughly 5,000 CIP cycles per year, that adds up to about 4 million liters of treated water saved annually. The system also helped cut energy and chemical use. And water was not the only win. The plant shortened CIP cycles by 10%, which means less downtime and more production uptime without adding extra water demand. For plants here in Georgia and Florida, especially beverage, food processing, pharmaceutical, and chemical operations, the lesson is simple: better measurement leads to better decisions. When you can see what is happening inside the process in real time, you can reduce waste, protect product quality, and keep the line moving. And that matters for pumps, valves, sensors, piping, and every utility system tied to production. Across all 3 stories, one theme stands out: industrial operations are becoming more connected. Trade policies influence where parts and equipment are sourced. New markets like data centers create pressure across the manufacturing supply chain. And better process data can help plants reduce waste and get more production from the systems they already have. For plant managers, engineers, maintenance teams, and procurement professionals, staying ahead means understanding both the larger market and the equipment operating inside the facility. I'm Charlie Riggins with Pi Barker, and thanks for spending a few minutes with me. For more industrial news, practical insights, and support for pumps, compressors, blowers, and vacuum systems across Georgia and Florida, visit pibarker.com. Until next time, stay safe, stay productive, and keep those systems running.